Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra yesterday created a controversy from what she said again. She said that the price rise is not happening, but the rise of cost of living is in the public perception. Kun Sathit, what do you think about her comment?
A lot of reaction in the social media, so we have to look into what she really said. And she did mention the hot weather, and she did say that that could make people feel that they are spending a lot of money. What is not clear is that she could have meant that because of hot weather, Thai people are imagining things that they are spending more money than they used to, or she could have been saying that because of the hot weather, Thai people have to spend more money, maybe on electricity or something like that. It's not clear what she really meant.
Yes. Well, but there may be some substance in it because the recent survey by Bangkok University has shown that the economist has given the government low score in terms of the overall economic performance.
Yes.
They gave the government 3.83 out of 10 for the overall performance, and the areas that they said that should be improved are like the consumer price management. They gave the government only 3.17.
Yes.
And for the public debt management, they gave the government 3.75 and 3.47 for the government failure to bridge the economic inequality. Do you think that this rating is justified?
Well, first of all, the issue of rising cost of living in that area, I think is evident now. It's clear cut that a lot of Thai people are not happy with what they are having to spend money for at the moment. If you see newspapers today, it's all over the front pages. Comparative information graphic compare the prices. It's clear that the prices of food and maybe raw materials have been increasing quite substantially. On that, I think the Economist survey have a strong point on this. And also, when it comes to the issue of debt management, public debt management, I also agree with that. This government has spent too much time talking about how to spend money, how to get projects done, and when and how they want to borrow money. And the government spent too little time talking about other measures to balance the spending and the income. For example, tax reform, we haven't heard much about from this government. So that economists must have been unconvinced by the government ability to balance the budget. That I think I give the point. I agree with the economists on this area also. When it comes to bridging the gap of inequality, we have talked to a lot of people in the industrial field when it comes to the minimum wage. And again, they have complained a lot about how the 300 baht minimum wage has been affecting their operations. Some of them have to move their plants locations overseas. Some have to cut down on other costs and in order to be able to remain in Thailand.
Yes. Just to give you a picture of the minimum wage, Malaysian government has introduced the minimum wage for the first time this month. It's quite interesting why the minimum wage level in Malaysia and in Thailand are almost the same. They will give like 900 ringgit per month compared to Thailand, which would be like 300 baht per day. But the GDP per capita in Malaysia is higher than in Thailand. According to the IMF figures, Malaysian GDP per capita is 8,616 US dollars compared to 5,281 US dollars for the case of Thailand. But even that, Malaysian industries were concerned about the
minimum wage.
Yes, but Kun Punsati, we have heard so much from the economists and industry. What about the rural people? Are they affected by the rising prices?
Well, I think we are just at the beginning of a very questionable economic period at the moment, and what is happening is something that is sending chain reaction from the top down, which means that the people who are first affected by the government policies are people higher up the chain, the companies and employers, for example. The poor people at the bottom of this whole thing, they have not felt the pinch yet. Maybe and still they may be still content with a lot of government policy when it comes to debt moratorium, or maybe computer tablets, maybe, and farm rights subsidy.
Well, eventually it may not matter if the price rise is actually happening, because in politics it's all about perception.